Yahoo, Mina, Sydney here, and today I'm recording my very first voiceover. So you guys get to enjoy this loveliness. Okay, so for a quick supplies list, I'm painting on Canson XL watercolor paper. I'm using mostly Princeton, Neptune watercolor brushes, a couple of taklon brushes. And I'm using the Sennelier's the Petite Aquarelle paint, and from the bottom of the palette you see here it is titanium white, primary yellow, orange, primary red, rose madder. Then we have the blue section split half and half with cobalt blue hue and primary blue. Above that is yellow ochre, then burnt umber, then green yellow, and deep green with finally at the very top, it's kind of a little bit out of frame right now, is Payne's gray. So my process for this piece was to start by laying down very light thin layers and continue to build up. I wanted the focal point or the main attention to be towards this creature's mouth. That's why you see the other palette in the left hand corner. I needed a brighter red. Or purplish red, I should say. Let's see here what else. I'm using the taklon brushes instead of the Princeton Neptune ones because they were smaller, gave more detail, and they didn't hold too much water because I kept having to switch colors, and I didn't feel like rinsing all the paint out of my brush every time and then remixing the mix and all that other stuff. So that's why I use those. So yeah, the shading underneath the bird I did in blue versus using like a brown or something because I thought it would give it more depth and be a little bit more dynamic. So I did, what else am I trying to remember what other process I kind of went through. Tried to keep the highlights as much as possible. Though later I do go back in with some white gouache to highlight or accentuate them even more. Yeah, so this clip the lighting changes a lot, so I will apologize for that. Going through the hair with some blue to give it a little bit more depth. And this creature, it started turning out really yellow, so I tried to combat that a little bit by going in with some reds and blues and other tones. Oh, I forgot to admit, I didn't remember that I used the non-water brush. So these, I actually don't remember their brand, so I just used some water brushes, and I also use the silver black velvet round in size, what is this? 8. So I did that, and I probably also used the liner brush. Forgot about that. Let's see here, and then the gouache I'm using is the Himi or Haimai jelly-gouache. Kind of went a little bit overboard with the white in the hair, so I had to kind of tone that down a bit. In future videos, I am going to definitely change this so the lighting isn't doing all this crazy bright, dark, bright again nonsense. So And then right here I am making a wash, or I'm making a really wet mix, and then I am splattering it onto the paper to add direction and motion to the piece. You'll see I come in with a spray bottle over the piece and dampen it so that I can remove some of the splatters I got on the creature itself. And then I kind of soften out some of the edges of the splatters so that it doesn't look too intense. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.